All righty.
All right.
Back in business. So chapter 11. So the case study in the beginning was Dow Chemical, and they were discussing the talent swap that they do, where people swap positions, and not just nationally, I believe it was internationally also. So you kind of get cross training to the highest power. You know, it's not just, hey, you go learn the same task in the office. It's, hey, you go live this person's life and then go through their experiences, and then they will go through your experiences. And then, you know, you kind of get cross-trained, and they were saying that to career development and retention of employees. And I would imagine, you know, you're consistently looking up the work ladder. So, you know, and you're not just being told, well, you know, this is the roof, this is the ceiling right here. You're just gonna have to stay in this office unless you move. You know, you get the test drive before you have to buy the car in that position.
Really neat. Something different. I would love to do that internationally, like globally, to see how other stores in the same company run.
Right.
It'd be kind of fun and interesting to experience the culture there too. So I think that'd be awesome.
Would.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving along.
I played with our names. Did you guys see that?
What?
I played with our names.
You did. Oh wow.
I did. You can do that. That's cool.
I don't know. I can do this, but I can't record. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, so.
How about role overload? You know, just kind of, I guess in so many words, it's just saying that you get burnt out in a group. You know, if you feel you have too many tasks and not enough time to do them. You guys experience that at all?
I think
Running out of time to do tasks.
What was that? Yeah, burning out.
What was the question?
Yeah, we were just talking about like role overload. You've been feeling overloaded. Like, say for instance, now you're in your position. You ever feel overloaded with too many tasks? Like you just want to pull your hair out?
All the time.
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of coping mechanisms do you use when you have those high stress moments and you feel overloaded?
Not healthy ones. That's
yeah.
No. Well, there are times, especially lately, where my manager will schedule it so that there's like 1 to 2 experienced people on the floor, including myself, and then the rest are all like more of our recent hires. So they're still learning how to function in every place, and I have started saying, like, no, we need to train them. We need to have them be able to function in each and every position, because we don't need to deploy our partners according to aces in their places, because we just need everyone to be an ace in every place. And when I am working with those that are, still learning the roles, it's, oh, great. You're here, you're there, and I'm doing this, and this all at the same time. Okay, sounds great. And of course, my first reaction is, I'm going to rip all my hair out, and I'm going to scream, and I'm probably going to throw my shoe at someone. But, you just have to, like, breathe and calm down. And then at that point, I get to the whole, I need you guys to communicate like every 2 seconds. Yes, I know it's annoying, but as long as we're communicating and telling each other, like, this is where I am, this is what I'm doing, like, I need help with this. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be done this way. Like, I know it might be difficult for you guys to communicate every 3 seconds, but that's how we're going to work as a team in this difficult moment.
Yeah.
And they're getting better at it. And we're developing to be an ace in every place. Like it's getting easier and easier.
Yeah.
Oh, good to hear.
But it's a struggle in the process.
Always. You know, I think you think about, if you can think back to when you first began working a new position, like that first week is always tough. Like you'll sit back, like, what did I get into? How did I get into this? Like, you feel overwhelmed with all the new information. So I know at least initially, a lot of people feel that anytime you like the individuals you are describing now probably feel that way. They're like, oh my God, you know, I got the job here, great, and now all of this stuff is being thrown at me at one time. I'm just gonna go home and quit. But you know, each week that you show up, it gets a little bit easier, a little bit easier, a little bit easier. Then they're in your shoes, you know. And then as you get a promotion, then that feeling comes again. So when they make you assistant manager, it's like, oh, I got to learn all this new stuff again. So now you're the rookie again, and it's good because you as we kind of open the meeting with, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because you know change always brings, it takes away those comfortable situations, but that means you're making progress. So it's not a bad thing, but it's just part of the program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty much. Welcome to leadership.
Right.
Absolutely.
Change is always constant.
It gets tougher the higher you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yes.
The decisions become more important, and you know, it's like you're making decisions on behalf of your team, and pretty soon you'll be making decisions on behalf of your store, which the store decisions in your case affects your franchise chain. So the decisions are very important.
Yep.
Just remember, great power comes great responsibility.
Absolutely.
Yep. I'm a superhero.
There you go.
No, and I think that's so funny because, like, lately with all of these movements, another hat that I've been wearing, aside from, like, all the roles out on the floor, is food. Like, food management has become my personal task. My manager is like, all right, every Monday, you're going to review our food management. You're going to review the waste that the waste for last week, and you're going to make sure that we are ordering accurately, and you're going to set our pars for orders and blah, blah, blah. So I go through and I take my time, and I'm like, okay, you know, we got to do this and this and this. And then there are days where he'll come in and he'll be the one opening, so he has to place our orders on those days. And I don't know if it's because I'm forecasting so accurately, or just because it's so long since he's been doing those things, but like now he's messing up. And so he's like having to get there. Like, so far every day this week, we've run out of pastries. Like, how does Starbucks run out of food?
Yeah.
But we're not ordering enough, so we don't have enough to sell. So of course people are upset, and they're like, you guys have this ever, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm going to go to another store. And we're like, you know, I'm sorry. There's only so much we can control. And I apologize for your inconvenience, but, you know, I can offer you this instead. It's similar. And they're like, no, it's not. It's not the same thing. And so it's just, I don't know, it just makes me laugh. Because he's like, you have to be perfect. And then he's like, oops, I made a mistake.
Yeah. Well, I think that's, we may have
Again, we're all human.
We may have discussed that in a previous chapter, but that's why it's important as a leader that you still keep your finger on what's going on your team. Hop back in that situation just so you don't get caught like this. And because you know the roles are consistently changing all the time. So you got to kind of stay on top of it. And even though you're looking at the 30,000 foot view, sometimes you got to go in and get on that micro level and get your hands dirty so you know what's going on, or else you have this situation.
Makes sense. Kind of goes back to, if you use it, you lose. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you delegate tasks and you're no longer in charge of that specific task, and then all of a sudden that person gets promoted or quits, and you take it back over, you're like, ah.
Yeah.
So you have to practice again, and then get back into it before you can do it correctly. So makes sense.
Yeah. I feel kind of bad for him though, because since I've taken over this role, our store has been continuously growing. Like in our food management and our food waste has been going down. And I've been tracking it. It's been a significant change to where we were one of the last ranked stores to now we've been leading the district for 2 weeks on our growth. And, you know, when we were reviewing that, he's like, that's directly associated with you taking over this. And so I was like, wow, when I leave, if I leave the store, what's going to happen to that? Like, how are you going to maintain that when it's not just you doing it anymore, or when it's just you doing it? It's, I don't know.
Train somebody else to do what you do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to show someone because he wants me to next level in a different place, but it's hard to do that when that's something I do in the mornings, and he gives just me this time to go off and do it, and it's like I can't pull her with me because then they're going to be a person short. But,
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You can
I feel like
you can add that to your assistant manager resume, like, hey, within this I increased productivity and blah blah blah.
Oh, trust me. Yeah. I've already added it. I just updated my resume 3 days ago for that cool. Sole reason.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
I feel like this isn't even group discussion anymore. It's let's talk about Eden.
All right.
No, it ties in. It ties into team networking and you having your social capital.
Yes.
And being promoted in the company, you know?
If we're talking about social capital, let's throw in the fact that I can also get us product from other stores. Like if we really, really wanted to, I could have called a bunch of other stores this morning and said, hey, I'm out of banana nut bread. Can you give me some?
Yeah.
And would have been able to because it's me asking.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Whereas if my manager called, he'd be able to get X amount, or if someone else called, they'd be like, sorry, we can't spare it. But I'm like, hey, I need it. Please give it to me now, please. And they're like, okay, here, have all of this.
That's important as a leader, having those relationships.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I've been building these relationships since day one because I knew what my goal was.
Yeah. Well, you're definitely on the right path.
There you go.
That's good to know.
I'm in it to win it.
So,
all right.
Speaking on social ties, you said you had a goal in mind and then you worked towards it. So what did you do to strengthen those social ties within other Starbucks groups?
For example, I spend my time at them. Like this store, I don't work at it. This is the closest store to me, so conveniently I can come here on my time off. And I've made it a habit. This is where I study. This is where I spend a lot of my free time. So they see my face, and I'll talk with them. Like, oh hey, how's your day going? Are you guys been busy today, or do you guys still have the berry croissant? We haven't gotten it all week long. And just talk about the little things. Or one of their new hires has part of Starbucks dress code is you're supposed to have a name tag on your apron or your name embroidered. When I've come in here, not all of the partners have a name tag. So I asked someone one day, I'm like, hey, why is it that you guys don't wear name tags? And she told me, I don't wear one because after my training, the acting manager took it. She was letting me use it for her training or for my training and said that there's an extra in this area and took my name tag and said to grab one of the extras. And when she went to go look, it wasn't there. So I'm like, I have plenty of name tags because that is one of the rules that I care most about. How is a customer supposed to get to know you and be able to relate to you and grow that relationship to want to return if they don't know your name? like to start with, if they can't even figure out your name to start with. So that's one of the rules that I really push at my store. Is everyone has to wear a name tag, or you're wearing your embroidered apron. So we have dozens upon dozens of name tags because I'm always ordering them, or because I always have like 2 or 3 in my backpack, or like I have 2, 3 now name tags that I've put tape over, which we've learned is the only way to not ruin the chalk. So they become like permanent. So like with that, I carry them and I'm like, here, like have mine. Like it has my name on it right now, but you can erase it, and like there you go. Like doing things like that and just like relating to them on a personal level, like humanizing them and not just treating them as someone that takes my money and gives me coffee.
Right.
Like
Cool.
that really helps build those ties.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good.
Cool. Good advice. Building relationships and
Yes, indeed.
Or within my store, like to help my partners feel those closer connections. One of my family traditions for Christmas, because we don't have many, but was to bake a bunch of cookies. For the past 2 years, I've spent Christmas Eve baking cookies like I normally would, and since I don't have people to give them to, I take those to work. And I'm like, okay, here's a bunch of containers with cookies and bread and like all this stuff that I made, and have at it. And it just like, it makes them feel like we're a family, because families do these things, and you know, here I am doing these things for these people, and like getting a cake or cupcakes for someone's birthday, like doing things to just really relate to them, to show them like, hey, I care about you on more than just a professional level. Like it also helps really build that buoyancy of like that a leader needs, because without buoyancy, who are you leading? Like if they don't believe in you, if they don't want to follow you, you're just talking to the atmosphere.
Very good. Very good.
Good stuff. You know, it's just great. All this stuff ties into these chapters, so it's all good stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else?
What about you guys? What do you do to create that in your work?
Conversations. You know, the easiest way, like even if I'm at the store, the cashier, the first thing I ask is, "How was your day?" I mean, and that just sparks the whole conversation. I have a grocery store that makes these boar's head sandwiches that I like, and I've kind of myself and my wife have befriended the sandwich guy, and he can be about to take off his shift, but if he sees us coming, he'll come and cut the line for us and make our sandwiches before he takes off. So it's just all about building relationships. You know, it's just all people want is to know that you care. You know, again, you don't have, they're not related to you, but like you said, if you can build that family atmosphere or a family relationship with them, like people eat that stuff up. I mean, I do. Like if you ask me, how was my day? Like I want to tell you about it, and then I'm going to ask you about your day, and now we have a dialogue, and I get to know about you. You know, so we know that you like ice cream. So if we talk outside of this meeting, I'll say, hey, when's the last time you had some ice cream? And, you know, now we have a great dialogue on.
Right before this meeting.
Yep.
Oh, I think I'm going to have some afterwards.
Yeah.
I got a mint chocolate chip in the freezer right now. It has my name all over it.
Uh-oh.
I've been eating strawberry. Which reminds me, it's snack time.
Uh-oh.
Oh, goodness.
Continue as I eat my snack.
Right.
Well, where I'm at, in order to like build social ties and to keep relations open with everybody, since I work with people from different companies, what we usually do is like, if someone brings in a truck for one company and they didn't receive all the parts needed for the repair, for the service, or whatever it is, you know, I'll go back to my stock and I'll be like, oh, hey, you know what? I got this. Hey, here, you take mine. And then once, they'll reorder it, and then once they get it, they'll replenish my stock, and vice versa and things like that. So we help each other out by giving each other what we need to do our jobs, and that helps keep those ties open. And then as far as like within my company, how we kind of keep things down to earth and feel more as a family, it goes back to being in the service. We're all brothers and sisters in arms. We care about each other, deeply. One of those, I'm going to take a bullet for you. I'm going to put my life on the line for you kind of ordeal. Anytime anybody has an issue, it doesn't matter really what it is. They could be having financial problems, whatever. Bring it up. We'll pull together. We'll do a hat donation. We'll pass the hat around. And take donations. And help them out the best that we can. I know. Sears, 10 years ago, well, almost 9 years ago, I actually went through a house fire and lost a bunch. And we were just getting ready to deploy. It was bad timing, really bad timing. You never want something like that to happen, but here I am, about to leave. They passed that around. We had people from different companies in there, different brigades, just donating everything they could, getting the essentials, money, everything you can think of, to help. That right there, that goes to show you, we try to keep everything pretty tight. We're family.
Yeah, family is a key word. Mm-hmm. All right.
That's so sad.
I know. Well, here you are, so got good coworkers and good connections for that to happen. So glad you're in a good place now.
Oh yeah.
I feel like in this day and age, that should automatically be something that companies do. Because not everyone's going to be as giving to just freely up and donate right then and there when you need it. Starbucks actually has something like that it's corporate. We call it the Cup Fund. And basically you can make a one-time donation, you can make a recurring donation or whatever, but like you donate it out of your paycheck and it goes to wherever it goes, probably just the bank, and it sits there. And then, so like if Matt was working for Starbucks and that happened, he could apply and they're like, you lost your house, here's some money. Don't worry about paying it back. Like it's a grant, it's yours, do what you need with it. And like things like that.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
Like, yeah.
A good initiative for everybody to feel part of the organization.
Mm-hmm. It's things like that make me proud to work here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like companies that, like organizations who do that.
Mm-hmm.
Before school starts, we all come up with like a corporate initiates it, but we choose a classroom that's local in Vegas, and then we go out to the classroom and provide kids with everything they need for school for the year: backpacks, color pencils, paper, scissors, etc. And it's like they give us money to do that. So, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I like organizations that give back to the community and build that network, not just because they're for profit, they give back somehow.
Yeah. Like I feel that by doing that, not only are you getting your name out there and like, promoting your brand, but like you're really genuinely making a difference in these people's lives. Like if they have a choice between you and a competitor, like they're more likely going to choose you because of that. They're going to remember, oh wow, they helped me when I needed something. Like it's just being a good person.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
Do we have anything else we want to touch on? In this chapter?
I think between both chapters and our personal experiences, I think we covered the content pretty well.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Did pretty good on that.
Yep.
So the next portion of the meeting is going to be discussing the assignment. We all turned it in already.
Yep.
Of that before we started.
Yep.
So part of the thing,
Do we?
part of the,
Oh, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Should we stop the recording and then record it again?
probably yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty sure.
Yep.
Okay.
I granted all of you guys recording access so that if anyone else wants to help record, we can do that. That way James doesn't have to convert and upload everything.
Yeah, I can record the interview one.
Okay. That's
Okay.
fine.
All right, if you wanna, we'll end the content meeting and then I'll start the discussion, or not the interview one.
Okay. Are we closing out this session and then just logging back on again? How are we going about it? I don't know how much time we
Do
have.
you want to do that? Would that be easy, just in case it keeps up to the 9 minutes remaining or whatnot?
I guess probably.
Should be able to. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. All right, so I will see you guys soon.
Okay. Same link.
Okay.